Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thanks a lot for making some time out of your day to check the video out. I know everybody's busy during the day, and really appreciate you guys spending a few minutes with me in today's episode. Guys, today I'm going to show you from start to finish how I build my finesse jigs, specifically for the winter time of the year. I've got everything out here. I'm gonna make a jig from scratch. And actually tomorrow, which is this morning when you're watching this video, I have a on the water lesson up at Stockton Lake, and we're going to do some finesse jig fishing. So I'm actually tying this jig up that I'm going to show you right now for our trip at Stockton Lake here. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Also guys, just a quick reminder, today is the final day of the solar bat sale on my signature series sunglasses, my RB2 and RB3 series. If you buy a pair by today, you get them at 50% off. Excellent deal on some of the greatest glasses you'll ever wear. I'll put the Solar Bat link in the description, along with my Tackle Warehouse Black Friday sale link in the description. They've got Black Friday sales with up to 75% off on tackle at Tackle Warehouse between now and the end of December. So if you use that link in the description, it's a good way to help out here. So appreciate it. Okay guys, I'll show you how I do this here. This is one of the things that we've talked about here on the channel a little bit. One of the things I would suggest highly to everybody is, guys, get you a skirt tying kit. Now, you can buy the skirt layers about anywhere, any tackle store has these things, Tackle Warehouse or anything. And the thing that's cool about a skirt tying kit is you can create different colors that aren't available on the market. You can make on the water modifications as far as if the sky conditions change or the water clarity. It's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you as a bass angler, is to learn to tie your own skirts, and you can make your own jig skirts, chatterbait skirts, spinnerbait, buzzbait. It's just an excellent little skill to learn there. It's pretty easy too. So I'll show you guys how I did it. Now I'm starting out tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be using a really small finesse jig. This is a little homemade model here. This is a 5/16. It's got a little wire hook on it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair it up with a peanut butter and jelly skirt here. So I usually on my finesse jigs, I'll start with this is a strand and a half of material here. So I've got my little collar here, a little bitty tiny collar, my skirt tying pliers. Actually, I lost my little, there's a thing in there that holds this thing together. I lost that, so I've got to hold it with my fingers now. It's a little bit harder, but put that down over there like that. Take your layers there, just, put them even. Now, I use a lot of different colors on jigs. This is just, for Stockton Lake up there with the water clarity that it has. Peanut butter and jelly is a good color. So I'll just come through just like that through the middle of it. Hold up there, you guys can see it. Sometimes this is the hardest part of it. Sometimes these skirt layer materials will sometimes break like they just did right there. Put it through there, pull it through about this much. You don't want to pull it through very far. So you don't want to pull it through like all the way halfway through. You just want to go about a quarter of a way there. I'll show you what I mean by that. Then you clip your ends off there. So that's the finalized skirt. And the reason that I have it shorter on one end is because of the way it makes it look when you put the jig on. Now, when you want to put it on, you want to put it on with the long side facing up. And what this does is it makes the skirt a little fuller and makes it flare out a little bit better. So put that on there. Most jigs, they come pre-tied, the ones you buy in tackle stores, but I always prefer to tie my own. And see, by putting that skirt on high like that, it makes it a little bit more full, and then you can trim it up accordingly to how, depending upon your trailer, which I'll do here in a second. Now the trailer that I use, this is Zoom little critter craw, green pumpkin. This is the full-size critter craw. I usually always take and I clip off a couple segments, make it a little shorter, and then I don't really care for these little side legs on here. So I clip the side legs off because I think it slows the fall of the bait down a little too much. And then also I'll clip that little tentacle off in the middle because it gives a little bit more separation in the claws. And I'll rig my jig up here. Always make sure that you take some time to get it perfectly straight on there, because if you don't, get your crawl on there straight, your jig's not going to fall right. Do like that. And then I'm going to trim up my skirt because I want all of my legs to be seen here. I don't want the legs to be invisible on the thing. I don't care if the body's invisible, but I just want the fish to be able to see the craws there. So that's pretty much the final version there, guys right there. That's my little finesse jig. For wintertime, I usually put maybe a little puff of chartreuse on the tails with some chartreuse markers. And then for the wintertime finesse jig fishing, I usually couple it up with a 10 to 12 pound test Seagar in Vizex line. So that's what I'm gonna use here. Got some pain in the eye there. I think one of the things that's important in the wintertime when you're fishing a finesse jig, I just think you get a lot more bites and you get a better fall on the jig, you know, if you downsize your line to 10 or 12 pound test. That there. I'll show you the outfit here that I'm using. A knot there, just a nice simple Palomar knot. I usually use a double uni knot, but for sake of speed in the video, I'm just going to use the Palomar knot. Flip it off there. Got my whole rig. So I've got my whole rig set up there, ready to go. And I'm usually fishing it on a finesse jig. I got the Megabass. This is a Levante perfect pitch rod. It's sort of a medium heavy, 7'2", 7-to-1 retriever ratio reel. And this is my finesse jig setup, man. It's really good, you know, pitches and flips good, casts good. It's just a really good setup. But anyway, guys, that's my technique. That's how I use it. That's what I'll be fishing with tomorrow on Stockton Lake. Pretty easy to make once you get used to it. Usually I'll make up like a half a dozen of them before each trip. One thing that I do is I don't pre-tie my skirts. I usually tie my skirts like the day that I'm going to go fishing because I can adapt to the weather conditions and light intensities and water clarities better. But anyway, guys, that's how I do it. I hope you guys get something out of it, and we'll talk later. See you.